Gear does matter, and here's why. Hey guys, in case you don't know me, my name's Phill. I'm a specialized documentary filmmaker living in Australia. I have a small window today where it's not raining. It's been raining for weeks now, so I thought I'd just get out and make this video for you guys. First of all, I think all of us get carried away sometimes by all the new tech, all the new gear that constantly gets released these days. And seeing all these creators apparently getting stuff for free doesn't help either. Gimbals, a new camera here, a new camera there, global shutter, 120 frames per second, 4K, 6K, 8K, 12K, it doesn't stop. I think it can be a bit overwhelming at times. I know there's lots of people out there who tell you that gear does not matter. But is that the whole truth? Now don't get me wrong, the camera itself doesn't create a great story. You're the one who does that. But here's the thing, your knowledge, your vision, your creativity, all those things get brought to life through your gear. Think of your gear as an extension of yourself. It's like the artist's paintbrush, the painter's paintbrush.
Anything that you're willing to practice, you can do.
It doesn't really matter if you use a $500 camera or a $12,000 beast. The important thing is how you use it. And the better you know your tools, the better you can turn your ideas into reality. Here's the thing, gear absolutely matters. But not because of its price or its specs, but what you can do with it. The knowledge you've built, the skills you have, they are transformed through the equipment you have. And the camera is the tool that helps you communicate your vision. And the better you know your tools, the more you can unlock your creativity. A bulky high-end camera, for example, might capture insane detail. But if you can't really handle it, how are you supposed to focus on your craft? On the other hand, a smaller, more affordable camera might be exactly the tool that you need to tell your story because you know it like the back of your hand. Every filmmaker has their own preferences and their own style, so what works for one person might not work for the other person, or even slow them down. What's really important is how well you know your gear, so it lets you focus on creating instead of getting in your way. To give an example, I was recently talking to a friend of mine and he asked me about my gear, what I'm using for my films and everything. I told him that I was still using my A7III that I purchased, I think, 8 years ago, and two lenses, a 24-105 and a 35mm lens. I also told him that I'd shot all my projects in the last 8 years, including my latest feature documentary, Unbreakable Will, on this camera that I'm filming with right now, actually. He basically couldn't believe it. Now, why I stuck with this camera has several reasons, one of them being my financial circumstances at that time. But what I recently realized is that the situation and being with this one camera for 8 years has made me a really efficient and versatile filmmaker. Damn, we have helicopters again. Regardless of the situation, I always had to adapt. Whether it's not having a stabilizer, not having the right lens, or lacking some resolution in slow motion, I always had to find a solution. So with that in mind, I always planned my shoots. And to be honest, I really love what I've created in the past 8 years with this one camera. And here's the other thing. Nowadays, all cameras are so good that it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, have you noticed that there aren't really any entry cameras anymore these days? And that's because they've been replaced by phones. You can get a really good image out of a camera that's, let's say, less than $2,000 nowadays. Obviously, you need certain specs for your work sometimes, and things like 4K are a standard nowadays, but I don't know any camera that's coming out these days that doesn't do that. And after those basic things, it just becomes nitpicking, honestly. I personally agree that some cameras look better than others when you look at the footage, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are better. In the end, a lot of things also come down to personal opinion. So after all, why am I making this video? Well, first of all, it's because of the conversation I had with my friend and realizing how much I've actually created with this one camera and two lenses in 8 years. But also because I finally invested into a new camera after 8 years of using my old trusted Sony A7III. And yes, I chose a heavy rig, but I thought about this for 7 months and there are a couple of reasons why I made this decision and I'm absolutely happy with it at this moment. Yeah, but more about that maybe in future videos. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for taking the time. Welcome to this channel if you're new to the channel, and I hope you have a lovely day. See you next time.